Now from Circulus Digital Media, this is Digital Download on Wish TV.
Today's topic is to dig more deeply into cookies, the tracking kind, not the freshly baked ones, though Nelson Spade, the GM of Circulus, certainly knows both. Good morning. Welcome to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Cookies, the online version. You've talked to us about this in the past, and you even told me to look out for what Google has to say. Everybody looks out for what Google has to say. And Google decided, is it too simple to say nothing for right now? And how does that affect all of this?
It's changing. In early 2020, Google announced the phasing out a long-term plan of cookies tracking pixels online for its browsers. Just last week, everything's changed. They're extending that roadmap about 2 years to end now at the end of 2023.
What's motivating the change? Because when a major tech company, when an Apple or a Google or Facebook says, we're going to say something, the whole world listens. Do we get a sense why the delay's happening?
The tipping point here on an announcement comes off of a study that just came out of the UK, and it raises concerns about the transition from two perspectives mainly. The first being that there are some concerns that might strengthen Google's position in the marketplace. Cries of anti-competition for its competitors.
Sure.
The second being its solution to replace cookies moving forward. They're dubbing their solution the privacy sandbox, and recent case studies and tests from that haven't gone as well as they had once hoped.
And we haven't talked about this, but when I think about what you told us about, like on the phone, if you get a thing that says, do you want to opt in or out of that privacy thing? Google with the cookies and that. Do the tech companies work well together? And does the person who has to deal with all of that have a simple path, or is it a rocky one?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So tech companies do try to work well together, but part of this evolution from Google is to not quite play as nicely with some of the other major companies, Facebook being mainly one of them.
So what's the path from here? If we don't know exactly, at least how do we anticipate it?
Google's proposed plan as of right now is a three-step plan.
Okay.
So the first step is it's going to be concluding some additional privacy sandbox testing this summer. It's going to publish its results. In 2022, there's going to be a 9-month phase-in process allowing marketers to make their adjustments as best as possible, with a final 3-month we're done with cookies by the end of 2023.
How do you chart a path forward? I mean, you have to counsel people on this who may come to you and say, hey, I still need to run a business that reaches people directly. I mean, that's a tough ask to say, you know, I know exactly how this will happen when we don't know exactly.
The one thing we know for sure, and we talked about this weeks ago, is this is going to be a multi-chapter book here.
Right.
It's going to evolve. The concern we have is that marketers might use this as a excuse, might be a strong word, but a reason to drag their feet on planning. We really encourage marketers, businesses to do two things right now. Get privacy and data collection processes in place. The more you know about your customer, the better off you're going to be long term. And secondly, surround yourself with organizations that can help guide you through this process.
To that end, you can help as well, right? People reach out to you again, let them know how.
Email would be the greatest, contact@circulusdigital.com.
Nelson's easy to talk to about this, and he's really interested in it as well, which is why these conversations are fun, because it's not just your job, but I can tell it's interesting to you when Google says, hang on a second, we're going to wait a little while.
Always changing.
Always changing. Drew, that's why we do these.